What you looking for around here?
There you are, Stray Dog here. This is my first vlog, my 11th vlog, but my first vlog as the haunted dog. It is a breezy, dreary fall day, and I couldn't think of a better day to start my haunted dog vlogs. So let's get right to it. Look right behind me here. See these train tracks? Back at the turn of the century, and especially during the era of the Depression, there were houses all along these tracks on both sides. And it became infested, as history says, with hobos, vagrants, homeless people, everybody looking to either find something in town as they came in hitching on a train, or hoping to get on a train and get out of town and find something different. And there was a young lady and her 3 children that lived in a house right here along the tracks. And one day she got a knock at the door, and she answered to see who was obviously a hobo, a homeless person, wearing dirty clothes except for a very clean white shirt, which was very much a contrast to everything else he was wearing. And he asked her if he could have some food. And being that times were the way they were, and she had 3 children to feed on her own, she couldn't offer him any food, couldn't help him, had to send him away. So later on that evening, she got another knock at the door. She answered the door, and there was the same man, but his white shirt was stained red with blood, and he actually was carrying his own head. And as the story goes, there was an accident in the rail yard right back here. Someone had tried to get on a train that was moving too fast and fell underneath it and was decapitated. So of course she left the house, went to her father's house, which was on the other side of town. They came back because she realized that she did not have enough clothes for her kids for the night, as it was very cold. So they went through a tunnel that goes underneath the train tracks to the other side of town. And as they went through, they were chased by a ghost, a headless ghost that was carrying his head, and it was the ghost of the headless hobo. So I want to take you over to another part and tell you another part of the story. Let's go. The story continues right here at this creek, the spring after the accident and after the first sighting of the headless hobo. There were some children fishing along this creek, and they were frightened away by what they said was a headless ghost that appeared from the tunnel going under the train tracks. It scared them so bad they left their fishing poles here, all their equipment here, and ran home. And one of the more current stories involving the headless hobo and the tunnel came in 1993. There was someone jogging about 10 o'clock on a summer night and passed through the tunnel. They heard somebody running behind them. They stopped to take a look. Behind them was a headless ghost, but the ghost was carrying his head. The runner was so scared that he froze in place, and the ghost then rolled his severed head. Now this is where the story gets fantastic. The ghost then rolled his severed head between the feet of the runner, and when that happened, he bolted out of the tunnel. So the folks that live these stories aren't around. At least they're not here today. But there's 2 things we do have, and that are the stories that they've told and this. This is the Columbia Avenue Tunnel. You first. I find it rather appropriate, as I'm standing here getting ready to shoot the haunted dog vlog, that this bat was carried by the wind right up to my feet. It means something. I don't know what, but it means something. Hi. Here's another sign. This is the Columbia Avenue Tunnel, and this coffee is Colombian Blend. Coincidence? I think not. as I'm getting ready to take you into the tunnel, there was a fella come walking by, and he did not walk through the tunnel. He crossed over the guardrail, went up the hill, across the train tracks, in which people that have been riding trains coming into Bristol have also said that they have looked over here and seen a headless ghost wandering around the area of the creek and the tunnel. So if this fellow was a local, he had no interest in passing through the tunnel. He went up over the hill, over the tracks, and down the other side. What that means, I don't know. So we might as well go check it out. I want to thank you for joining me today on our very first haunted dog vlog for my hometown here in Bristol, Tennessee. I want to invite you to go over to the Stray Dog Facebook page and check out some photos that I took today of the Columbia Avenue Tunnel. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad you went through the tunnel with me. It's kind of spooky out here today. Stay tuned as we have a whole bunch more of the haunted dog vlogs coming up. So until then, from me to you, I say, dog out.
Halloween night, golden ghosts and crew, trick or treat, in the Bring back